We have to start with one of McBride's most iconic roles, Kenny Powers from Eastbound and Down. This character wasn't just a washed-up former baseball star. He was a disaster waiting to happen, constantly running headfirst into chaos, driven by ego, insecurity, and an undying belief that he was destined for greatness. The opening scene of Eastbound and Down is a perfect encapsulation of the show's chaotic energy. Kenny Powers storms out of a job interview for a teaching position at a middle school, firing back insults at the interviewer. It's uncomfortable, it's hilarious, and it sets the tone for everything that follows. But what truly makes McBride's portrayal of Kenny Powers legendary is the depth he brings to the character. Yes, Kenny is a terrible person, self-absorbed, arrogant, and addicted to a life of excess, but McBride somehow makes you empathize with him. His portrayal turns the absurdity of Kenny's life into a bizarre but oddly relatable journey, as he tries to reclaim his former glory, even if it means dragging everyone around him into the madness. One of the most memorable moments in the series is when Kenny returns to his hometown and attempts to get back into professional baseball. But instead of just training or playing the game, Kenny takes his team into a nightclub, challenges everyone to a fight, and delivers a speech so outrageous that it's both cringeworthy and hilarious at the same time. It's pure McBride magic, blending absurdity with a sense of realism that makes you feel like you're watching someone you know, or maybe someone you want to avoid at all costs. Now, if you want to see McBride at his chaotic best, look no further than Your Highness, the medieval comedy where he plays the spoiled, arrogant, and hilariously ineffective Prince Thaddeus. Alongside James Franco and Natalie Portman, McBride brings an outlandish energy to the film that completely redefines what a medieval knight could be. The film is a riot of absurdity, where McBride's character stands out as the prince who is completely unprepared for any form of real heroism. From his ridiculous one-liners to his inability to fight, the chaos is relentless. One of the standout moments comes when Thaddeus is tasked with going on an adventure with his more competent brother, played by Franco, to save the kingdom. Instead of being the hero, McBride's character stumbles his way through every fight, battle, and encounter, adding a layer of slapstick comedy to the high-stakes fantasy world. But it's the unpredictable nature of McBride's performance that makes this character unforgettable. Every scene is filled with inappropriate humor, chaotic decision-making, and outrageous dialogue that's somehow charming. Thaddeus is a mess, and McBride turns that mess into comedy gold. He's not just playing a goofy prince, he's playing an absolute wreck of a human being, and somehow it's hilarious. In another wild twist, McBride took on the role of a high school vice principal in Vice Principals, a show that, on the surface, seems like it might be about managing a school. But in McBride's hands, it becomes an all-out war for power and control between two deeply flawed characters, both desperate to climb the social ladder. In the first episode, we meet Neil Gamby, a deeply insecure vice principal with a vendetta against the new principal, played by Walton Goggins. McBride's character is less about education and more about ego-driven destruction. It's a character study of two men spiraling out of control, constantly one-upping each other with increasingly ridiculous antics. One of the most chaotic moments of Vice Principals is when McBride's character, Gamby, goes full throttle in his mission to discredit the new principal. Instead of trying to engage in a civil professional battle, Gamby's actions escalate to levels of absurdity that make you question whether he's actually a grown-up. The show's raw and uncomfortable comedy delivers some of McBride's most unforgettable moments, as he channels his trademark chaotic energy into a world where the stakes seem so small, yet the consequences are massive. The highlight of Vice Principals isn't just McBride's crazy antics, it's the unpredictable nature of his character. You never know when Gamby will snap, or when he'll unexpectedly break down into a bizarre, over-the-top display of emotion. McBride perfectly captures the balance of outrageous humor and uncomfortable realism that makes this series one of his best. And now we arrive at the wildest of the wild, McBride in the Righteous Gemstones, where he plays the patriarch of a corrupt megachurch family. As Jesse Gemstone, McBride is a man who is both deeply flawed and unapologetically confident in his own worth. And of course things don't go as planned. Jesse Gemstone's life is anything but ordinary. He's a charismatic, morally bankrupt man who inherits a corrupt church empire, and the show spirals into a web of lies, betrayals, and hidden agendas. McBride's character is a blend of ruthless businessman and self-proclaimed man of God, and that's where the chaos begins. One of the most chaotic scenes in the Righteous Gemstones involves a shocking moment where Jesse's arrogance and self-destructive behavior lead to a dangerous situation, one that could destroy everything he's built. Yet, despite all the mistakes, McBride's performance keeps us laughing even as Jesse dives deeper into moral decay. The beauty of McBride's portrayal of Jesse is the way he makes you both despise and sympathize with him. Jesse's arrogance, greed, and unrepentant attitude should make him completely unlikable, but McBride's ability to inject humor into every scene gives him a sense of charm. You can't help but watch, waiting to see just how much further McBride will push the boundaries of his character, and of comedy itself. We can't talk about Danny McBride without mentioning his role in Pineapple Express, where he plays the hilarious, unpredictable Red. Though his screen time is short, McBride's character steals the show in every scene. In the film, Red is a paranoid drug dealer who gets caught up in a high-stakes situation that spirals into pure chaos. McBride's timing, his absurd delivery, and his ability to turn even the smallest lines into comedic gold make Red one of the most memorable parts of Pineapple Express. Whether it's his reactions to danger or his over-the-top fear of being caught, McBride brings an energy to the role that makes him one of the most unpredictable characters in the film. Danny McBride's career is a journey through chaos, comedy, and unpredictable characters. From his role as the self-absorbed Kenny Powers to the wild antics of Jesse Gemstone, McBride has carved out a niche as the king of chaos in the world of comedy. What makes his moments unforgettable isn't just the outrageous humor, it's the rawness of his characters, the flaws that make them so human, and the unpredictability that keeps us coming back for more. Danny McBride is a force of nature in Hollywood, and his wildest moments are the ones we'll never forget. But one thing's for sure, with McBride you can always count on chaos, and that's what makes his performances truly unforgettable. Which Danny McBride moment left you laughing the hardest? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell.